What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now then, in this video I just want to sit down, talk to you guys and let you know what you can expect to see coming on the BMW E65 series, and just let you guys know what sort of direction I'm thinking of heading in, the kind of mods and repairs and things like that that I have in my head that I want to get done over the next coming months. Okay then, so I actually have a list of all the jobs that I want to get done on my phone. So I'm gonna start getting through those, and I'm gonna start, I don't know if this will be the next thing that I do for sure, but this is one thing that I do want to get sorted fairly soon, and it is going to be to complete the brake setup. So as you guys know, or you may know, I've not long recently replaced the entire lot of brakes. So I've put whole new M-Tech discs and pads all round, front and rear, and the brakes themselves are very good, but I'm in desperate need of doing a brake fluid flush. There's way too much brake pedal travel. It was like that before I installed them, but yeah, I want to get that done, you know, fairly soon, because sometimes I forget, press my foot on the brake and I think I've got no brakes, and I realise that, you know, I do once I push it down a bit more. So I want to do a full flush, you know, with like brand new fluid, and I'll probably like upgrade the fluid as well, because I'm sure like a standard these cars use like .4 fluid, but I'll probably upgrade it to like a .5.1 fluid, because now you may think it's stupid like on a big family car or whatever, but you know, I actually plan to take this car on the Nürburgring this year. Now, I don't know how far I'm going to go with it in terms of like, you know, really pushing it. I just plan on going on kind of like a tourist track day or whatever it's called. But yeah, you know, having an upgraded fluid with an increased boiling point is not going to hurt, is it? So I think I may as well do that. And at the same time as well, I want to upgrade the brake hoses from just the standard rubber ones to some nice braided ones. And this, you know, it's probably long overdue, because the ones that are on the car, they are the originals. They're like 12 years old, and like I said, I plan to go on track, so they've got more chance of bulging and you know, not working as good as braided ones would. So yeah, so I want to have fresh fluid, probably upgrade it, new hoses for braided hoses, and probably some new bleed nipples as well. And I've seen these nipples, they're called like speed nipples. I hope nobody like chops and cuts this up of me just keep saying nipples or whatever. Nipples. But anyway, yeah, I've seen these new bleed nipples, and they're called like speed nipples, and I'm pretty sure what they do is that when you release them, when you turn the nut on them, they can't let any air in. So I think you just turn it, pump the brake, like you can just like do a brake fluid flush on your own. You just pump the brakes, the fluid will come out on any air, but then fluid can't get back in. So I may think about getting some of them as well when I obviously do the rest of the brake setup. So that is the brakes, and I want to get that sorted fairly soon. I also, another thing I want to do, which a lot of you guys have been asking me to do, is upgrading the rest of the lights. Now, I mean, you know, in particular the headlights. So you guys have been asking, you know, what do I recommend for, lost a bit of lighting, what do I recommend for halos and headlights and fog lights and all that? Well, I haven't actually touched them yet, so I do want to upgrade to some sort of white LED, and I want them all to match, and really just to go with the rest of my car, because I've already done the interior lighting. The rear as standard, they are already LED, but I've done the number plate lights. I probably want to upgrade the reversing lights as well for some brighter white LEDs, but yeah, apart from that, it's pretty much just on the front headlights that I want to replace. I want to just change them from the nasty yellowy looking to some, you know, nice white LEDs. So that will be coming soon. I just need to sort out where I'm getting them from and all that good stuff. Something else I want to do as well is kind of refurbished the prop shaft. So if you don't know what a prop shaft is, it connects the gearbox to the rear differential. And there is 2 mounts on it that you can replace. So there's the center bearing, and then there's also the, what everyone calls the donut. I don't actually know the real name for it, but it's like a round sort of bearing. It goes on the, I don't know if it's on the, is it on the front or the rear of the prop shaft? I don't know. It's either on the front or the rear. I want to replace that and the center bearing. I have a good feeling that mine are going to be pretty worn. They're likely, you know, going to be the originals on there. And I don't know, I haven't properly been diagnosed yet. I haven't been diagnosed. The car hasn't been diagnosed properly yet. But when I step on the accelerator, I get like a clunking sound. And it's nothing to do with like engine speed or whatever, but it seems to be coming from the center of the car. So I'm thinking that's maybe the center bearing or that donut mount on the prop shaft. So I want to just replace them anyway, just for peace of mind. Oh, and also when I'm kind of down in that area this year at some point, I want to do a gearbox oil change, which I've never ever done one before, because people tend not to do one on manual gearboxes. Obviously on automatic gearboxes, they should be doing every 50-60,000 miles or whatever. Manual gearboxes though, they don't tend to get as contaminated, but I do want to do one, and I also want to change the differential fluid as well. So they are a couple of the jobs that I want to get done. On the engine as well, I want to fit a brand new drive belt kit, so with all the tensioners, the pulley. Right, so what is there? So there's a tensioner, I think there's 1 or 2 idler pulleys, and then obviously the belt. And I also want to do the crankshaft pulley as well, so the big crankshaft pulley at the bottom of the engine. It's quite common to fail on the N47 engine. When it does, it tends to do a little bit of damage, because it can, you know, rip the belt off, and then that can damage all the other pulleys. So potentially your power steering pump, your AC compressor, and your alternator. You know, I may as well do that when I'm doing the drive belt kit, and that should see me through until, you know, however long I have the car then. What else? Just a little thing, new drop links. I noticed one of my drop links, I think it's on the near side, that one of the ball joints has split. So just going to be replacing both drop links at the same time, probably for some Lem Forder ones, because they are very, very good quality. What else? Want to get some bits painted. So I also want to get the wheels refurbished, like to a really high quality. I want to get them like powder coated or whatever. But then there's also some bits on the car that I would like to get painted. Now, bearing in mind, it's a 12-year-old car, it's my daily driver. I don't need the paint to look perfect, but the rear bumper could do with getting repainted, because there is a lot of, I don't even know, like deep scratches that are taking the paint off and whatever. And to be honest, if it was painted, it would look a whole lot cleaner. I also want to get a new rear diffuser, because that one has like a little cut out of it. It's not even like the factory, you know, removable plate that you use for a tow bar, but because mine had a tow bar on and they never got that extra diffuser piece with the removable flap on, they just must have cut a hole in the diffuser. So I want to get another diffuser and probably paint that gloss black, so I think that would, you know, go quite nice with the rest of the car. I also want to paint the front grills as well gloss black. I'll probably do that when it gets a little bit warmer though, because it's not ideal painting when it's cold, which I realized when I was painting my brake calipers. It's definitely not ideal. What else? New tires. So at the moment, all round, I'm pretty sure I've got Pirelli P0s, which is kind of like the standard when it comes to BMW, but I have no idea the grade of them, so I don't know how good they are in the wet, how good they are in the dry, what the fuel efficiency is like. Now obviously those gradings are not the be all and end all when it comes to tires, but you know, I have a feeling that there is better tyres out there. I'm thinking maybe like some Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. Now I know these are very expensive. You're looking at, you know, £700–800 for a set of 4. But I don't think there is supposed to be a better tyre out there for road use. So I think I may, you know, bite the bullet and give them a go. But the only thing that's I'm kind of thinking against it is I've heard that the mileage on them is pretty poor. So I mean, I don't know how many miles I do a year now. It's probably 10,000 plus. But I've heard that you can maybe get less than 10,000 on a set of them. But I don't know. I guess you can't really expect to get amazing mileage out of a, you know, a high performance soft tire, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. Oh, I also want to get a spare wheel kit as well, because I have a spare wheel in the trunk, but it I don't have like the jack and everything. So if I break down, then I'm pretty screwed. I'm just gonna have to call the breakdown, because obviously I don't have a jack. So I want to just get the full standard spare tire kit. Another job I want to do, and it's gonna be on the interior of my car this time. It is either getting someone else to, or having a go myself, and that's going to be to wrapping the interior trims. So I'll just show you what I'm working with at the moment then. So I have this, I don't even know what colour you'd call this, but it's obviously a wood effect. And to be honest, it doesn't look too bad. It's not that much of a granddad spec, but I feel that it would look a bit nicer maybe in some carbon fibre, maybe some brushed aluminium. And I think at the same time it would be appropriate to get the steering wheel trim piece wrapped as well, because as you know, it does tend to wear off. This stuff just comes off like nothing, even when you don't even touch it. And so I think it'd be a good idea to get the interior trim pieces wrapped, as well as the steering wheel. Now, speaking of the steering wheel, at some point I would like to get this retrimmed. Now, to be honest, it's not in bad shape. It doesn't have any tears. It doesn't have any major wear marks on it. But I would like to get it retrimmed, possibly in Alcantara or maybe just a softer leather. But I would probably get just the trim over the top of this, because this is actually a heated steering wheel, and I've heard that if you try to remove this trim, you can damage some of the heating elements. So I'll probably just get it retrimmed over the top of this, and that would also make it thicker as well, which I would probably actually prefer. And I think that would go quite nicely with the rest of my car. Okay then, so just thought of another couple of things that I want to get done this year. And it would probably be to upgrade the exhaust somehow. Now, obviously, I have a diesel. It's not going to sound like the V10 M5, but I think I can get a better sound out of it. I don't think I would go as far as completely straight piping it, but I think if I get a decent custom downpipe and maybe a better silencer, then I think it would maybe increase the sound a little without sounding too much like a tractor. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking a downpipe is on the cards this year, and maybe an intercooler as well. But the only thing is, with an intercooler, there doesn't seem to be a company in the world that makes an intercooler for the 520D with the N47 engine. Believe me, I've looked. There doesn't seem to be one out there that I can find that is actually bigger than the standard size intercooler. Okay then, so apart from that, I really can't think of anything else that I want to do this year, apart from give the car a good clean, a good detail, maybe polish the paint once I've done all the paint work and everything. And yeah, really just enjoy the car, maintain it as best as possible, and obviously fix any problems should they arise. All right then, so I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's kind of gave you some insight into what you can expect is going to be coming up in the near future. And yeah, please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace!